How's it going, everyone? It's Panjno here, and today I'm going to bring you guys the latest update for the PUBG FPS guide. There have been some major improvements on some aspects inside of the FPS guide. If you guys haven't checked out any of my previous PUBG FPS guides, I'm going to link one in the description below and also put it on the screen now for a more in-depth look onto how to increase your FPS. I recommend going and watching that video first, and then coming into this video and applying the updates for the best experience possible. That being said, this video is going to be a very quick update with some updated settings to make sure that you guys are getting the best FPS possible. And you guys just following along with this video alone should definitely see a nice FPS increase, even if you have followed my previous guides, as this is an update to those. And guys, please do make sure to press that subscription button and that notification bell to be notified whenever I upload updates on PUBG FPS guides and FPS tutorials to ensure that you guys stay with the latest and greatest in optimizations, not only just on PUBG but other games as well, other content creation guides and other gaming fixes and such as well. Please do check around the channel because I'm sure there's going to be something in this channel for everyone. Please also do like this video if you guys do find this video helpful and are happy with the increases that you've got, and please do share it around with friends because it is deeply appreciated. Moving on from that and making this video as quick and as simple as possible, what you guys need to do is go down into the description below and download the PUBG FPS Increase Pack by Panjno. Once you got it onto your desktop, you're going to either need WinRAR or 7-zip to extract it. Right click the program, hit extract here. Once you've extracted it here, you'll be given a folder just like this, and inside of the folder you have timeresolution.exe, launch options, game files, and inspector. Now first off, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be implementing the new game files. So to do this, you need to go into the bottom left of your PC, type in %appdata% and press enter. At the top here, you need to go to app data, you need to go into the local folder, scroll all the way down until you see a folder called TSL game, go into saved, config, Windows no editor, and inside of here, what we're going to be doing is taking the files inside of the game files, inside of the FPS increase pack, copying them all, right clicking copy, and pasting them inside of this folder and overwriting them. Once you guys are done with that, you can just exit out of that folder and go back into the FPS increase pack. Moving on from there, we're going to be going inside of Steam itself and right clicking on PUBG, going to properties and going into set launch options. Inside of here, we're going to be setting the brand new launch options from inside of the FPS increase pack. So go into the launch options.txt, copy all of the launch options inside of there from the front to the back just like so, and copy, and just paste them into this box here. It should end up looking like this, and then just press OK. Continuing on from that, we're going to be going to the local files tab at the top, hit browse local files. Inside of this folder, we're going to be going into TSL game, binaries, Windows 64, and we're going to be going onto the TSL game.exe. Right click on this exe, go to properties. Inside of here, we're going to be interested in going to the compatibility tab. And inside of the compatibility tab, we're going to be making sure that both of these options are checked. Override high DPI scaling behavior, scaling performed by, check that and set it to application. And we're also going to be disabling full screen optimizations. I'm going to be crediting the Reddit user that found this fix inside of here for the override high DPI scaling behavior. This should increase everyone's FPS by a nice margin. I'm going to credit the Reddit user somewhere on the screen when I find out who it was that actually found this, but thank you very much for finding this. This is an absolutely amazing fix. So make sure that you guys have got that applied. Make sure you have disable full screen optimizations applied as well. Once you're done with that, press apply. If you don't have either of those options, don't worry, you might be running an older version of Windows, but if you have one of them or both of them or none of them, just apply which ones you can. If not, don't worry about it. Press apply, press OK. We can then exit out of there. Moving on from that, we're going to be going inside of the NVIDIA Inspector tool. So go into the Inspector tool, go into NVIDIA Profile Inspector.exe, double click on that, and you'll be given a program that looks just like this. Inside of here, go to the Profile section at the top and then search Player. Select Player Unknown Battlegrounds, and inside of here we're going to be checking the anti-aliasing compatibility fix. People have reported they've increased their FPS by around about 10 to 15 by using this fix. Some people have reported nothing, but it's just safe to make sure that you have this on. Inside of your anti-aliasing compatibility, you're not going to have anything selected inside of here. Go into the drop-down menu by double-clicking and select the 0x080100C5 Mass Effect 2 Mass Effect 3 fix. Inside of there, once you have that highlighted, press the Apply Changes button, wait for a second, just press it again just to make sure, and then you can then exit out of the Inspector tool. Once you guys are then done applying those fixes for NVIDIA users, please also right click on your desktop, go to NVIDIA Control Panel, and once you're inside of NVIDIA Control Panel, go to Adjust Image Settings with Preview. Make sure that Use Advanced 3D Settings is checked. If it's not checked, check it, press Apply. And once you're done inside of there, go into the Manage 3D Settings, and I want you guys to go ahead and copy all of my options as closely as you possibly can. If the option isn't there for you, don't worry about it, just make sure that you apply the ones that are. The most important ones out of the bunch here are maximum pre-rendered frames, setting this to 1. Power management mode, setting this to prefer maximum performance rather than optimal power. Shader cache, making sure that that is enabled by pressing on. Scrolling down again until threaded optimization, making sure that is also enabled by pressing on. And virtual reality pre-rendered frames, also setting that to 1. Then what I want you guys to go ahead and do is hit the apply button down here. I can't apply anything because I haven't changed anything. Just make sure that all these settings are the same. Also go into program settings. And once you're inside of program settings, make sure you press the add button. And once you guys have then pressed the add button, go down to the bottom of the add selected program and hit browse. Inside of here, we're going to be navigating to where our PUBG is installed. So for me, that's local disk C, program files x86, Steam, Steam apps, common, PUBG, TSL game, binaries, Windows 64, and then select the TSL game.exe and press open. Then again, we want to make sure that all the settings match the ones we just set, so make sure that prefer maximum performance is set on the power management mode, making sure maximum pre-rendered frames is set to 1, scrolling down making sure that shader cache is then turned on, dotted optimization is turned on, and virtual reality pre-rendered frames is also set to 1. Once that's then done, make sure you press that apply button. And once the video control panel is done applying the changes, you can just exit out of there, and that is pretty much it. Then moving on from that, what we're going to be doing is going inside of PUBG and booting up the game. Once you guys are then inside of the game, what I want you guys to go ahead and do is hit the settings icon in the top right, go under the graphics settings, and I want you guys to pretty much copy most of my settings inside of here. I personally like to run the game in full screen windowed, as it stops a lot of crashing and a lot of issues for me, but it's also been reported that running the game in full screen can provide a slight FPS increase. So run the game in full screen, scroll down to the quality options and set them to custom. Screen scale, now inside of here you can set this to 90% if you have a slightly more lower end PC. I'm personally going to keep it at 100%, you should not exceed 100% though. Anti-aliasing we're going to be setting to very low, post-processing very low, shadows very low. Textures I personally like to set to medium, you can go lower if you wish to do so. Effects very low, foliage very low, view distance very low, and motion blur and VSync both unchecked. Now the view distance set to this, you can pretty much completely see across the map, if not halfway across the map still, but it just means that the stuff further away is a lot lower quality, which means that it's a lot nicer on your FPS. But it also means that you still get the benefit of being able to see very long distances, but you just don't get that harsh tank to your frame rate, so it's much better running it on very low. Then once you guys have gone ahead and set those options, press the apply button. Once you guys are done inside of there, go to the gameplay option. You can set the color of your crosshair inside of here, and you can also turn on or off colorblind mode. If you notice now that you're using my files, you'll notice that colorblind mode is turned on, so to turn it off, just hit normal. But I personally like to have colorblind mode turned on because it changes the color of your red dots and the scopes and stuff like that, and it just looks a lot nicer in my opinion. So once you guys have gone ahead and done that, make sure you press apply and OK. Then last but not least, what you guys need to go ahead and do is go into the FPS pack, drag the time resolution.exe onto your desktop. Now this program basically means that Windows code is sped up, so it means that your game and the operating system and your hardware can all talk to each other at a faster increased rate, to mean that what the game needs to access and the resources it needs, it can draw quicker. This basically means that you'll be ending up with a higher frame rate, less time in between frames, and a much reduced input lag, meaning that the gameplay experience is really good. So once you guys got that program onto your desktop, right click, run it as administrator, and hit the maximum button. Then what you can go ahead and do is you can then minimize this program, and that's basically how you want to leave it when you're running your game. So you leave it minimized, boot your game, play PUBG or whatever game it is that you're playing for as long as you wish to do so. Once you're done playing, close the game, open up the program, press default, and then exit out, and it's as simple as that. So we're about to play PUBG, I'm going to run as administrator, hit the maximum button, minimize the program, go into Steam, and boot and play PUBG. Again, if you guys have not seen my previous FPS guide for PUBG, I highly recommend you go and watch it. It's a slightly longer video providing a lot more in-depth optimizations for your PC and the game on top of this as well, so I recommend going watching that video. Slightly longer, but it's definitely worth going and giving it a watch. Coming back to this video, following the steps inside of this video and applying them on top of that for the best experience possible with inside of PUBG on the latest updates. I'll be providing more updates as they come along for PUBG whenever we find any more increases for FPS or any more optimization updates come out. And there's another video worth making on PUBG FPS increasing, then it will definitely be found on this channel as soon as possible. So please do press that subscription button, that notification bell to be notified when and if that comes out. And also for other games as well. If you guys play anything else and you want more FPS on that, or you're having troubles with this, that, or the other, if you're into content creation, gaming, or anything to do with PCs in general, or just gaming in general, then this channel is definitely going to have something in there for you. Please do browse around, please do share around with friends. Please also like this video if you guys are happy with the increases from this video. And if you have any questions or need any help, please do let me know in the comment section down below, or just want to leave any feedback or leave me a comment. That'll be deeply appreciated as I do read them all. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been Panjno, and I'm out.